But once I got to Nashville, the networking really started coming in and like learning how to sell myself and like gaining the confidence there and going, I'm Kaleb Sanders and I'm an artist. Like I'm not all these other things. Like I got to lead with that and I got to pitch myself to people.
Yeah. And so that's a really big leap. That's a leap of faith, right? To go up to Nashville, and that's a big scene for that, right? So walk me through the courage that it took to take that leap of faith.
I was more scared not to go and pursue and jump on it than I was scared to do it. Just like getting on stage, I have stage fright, dude. But I was more scared not to do it than I was scared to do it.
Okay.
So it's just like it outweighed it. So I was like, all right, the faith is here. Let's strap our boots on and get up there. Let's go. Come on.
Welcome to the Old Wealth, New Wealth, True Wealth podcast. I am your host, Nathan Barkocy. In the True Wealth community and on this podcast, we are passionate about creating time freedom, impact, and purpose through real assets and real relationships, because true wealth isn't solely what you have, it's who you become.
Welcome to the Old Wealth, New Wealth, True Wealth podcast. I am your host, Nathan Barkocy, and on this podcast and in the True Wealth community, we're passionate about creating time freedom, impact, and purpose through real assets and real relationships, because true wealth isn't solely what you have, it's who you become. Today, I am so excited to be joined by Kaleb Sanders. Kaleb, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Nathan.
So Kaleb, you are a successful entrepreneur in some regard, and also a exploding brand, right? An exploding artist. So for the audience who doesn't know, Kaleb Sanders is a genre-bending singer-songwriter that has racked up over 10 million streams. He's raised in Florida, right?
Yeah, correct.
And so you're grown from a small town in Florida, and you've been able to build up your dream, right? Which is music and becoming a producer or a creator of music, right? And so explain that to us. Explain your music career.
So, I mean, it's been a lot of twists and turns and a lot of growing up. But, you know, within the last 4 years, I realized, I can't just be crazy artist guy. This is a business.
It's a business. Yeah.
I gotta, you know, get my stuff together and figure out how to approach this differently. So, you know, you got to build a brand, you got to figure out marketing, you got to figure out like, where's the money coming from? So the last 4 years have been, very interesting.
Yeah.
I had a lot of songs that I had ready to go, but I didn't, you know, it cost money to do that. I'm independent at the time and I don't know exactly what direction to go, but I ended up hiring a manager and I went and pitched to, an investor. Pretty good pitch, as if he was a bank. I was like, I'm going to treat you like a bank, bro. And I went in and I had a very detailed pitch and obviously like investing in a creative like music is probably one of the more risky things that an investor can throw a bone to.
Right. Yeah.
But, you know, I did the best I could and I probably sounded crazy at the time, but that was what that guy was looking for.
Right.
He was like, oh, you mean it? And I'm like, yes, I do. He's like, okay, I'd love to help actually. What? Okay.
Right.
So yeah, that's how we started building a team after that and putting music out, and man, it's been a journey.
Yeah.
It's been a journey. And then
not an easy one, right? I'm sure this is what a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners, right, they experience is constant difficulties, right? And they always encounter trials and difficulties. But the successful artists, the successful entrepreneurs, they move forward and they just keep persevering, right? So what was the part in your creation as an artist that you feel like was the hardest to get through?
I would probably have to say that keeping in the mindset of being a creative artist guy, putting on the two different hats that, I need to focus on the business side of things and I need to focus on the creative side of things. For me, coming to that crossroads and going, okay, I need to set up my business to where I have help in a way that enables me to just focus on being creative over extensive time. And then I can come back in and check in with the business side of things. But like really, you know, we gotta build the brand, and that takes me going crazy mode,
right?
Going artist mode is what we call it. I put on my artist hat, lose my mind,
yeah,
and then write a bunch of songs and like go crazy on stage for a while. And then I'll come back, cool off, put the other hat on, and I'll check in with my manager and my team. And that sort of became the routine, and that has proved to be, like, for us, a really good strategy.
Okay, yeah.
As far as like the creative space goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is so interesting. And I guess there's a business in everything, right? So you've been able to leverage that, leverage investors, that's the number one advice I have for any entrepreneur is to master sales. You had your pitch, right? You had a pitch, you had to sell. So mastering sales help you take off as a musician, right? Or as an entrepreneur, or as a real estate investor, or as any path that someone decides to move forward with entrepreneurially. Sales is number one, right? And so this is really interesting. I love to hear how you've kind of built the business, but take me back to the beginning. Why did you get into music? Was this your passion? Did you see yourself becoming a musician from day one?
Not from day one. I actually wanted to, but so to give you a little understanding of my family and where I come from, it's in my DNA, man.
Yeah.
On both sides of my family for generations, they've either been instrumentalists, music lovers, or singers themselves, who have totally abandoned any other idea of a profitable life or whatever. Like, they're just like, I love this so much, I'm willing to not have anything to be able to do this as a living, just for my life.
Yeah.
And I sort of watched that, and I was like, I would really like to have, like, provisions.
Right.
It'd be great to be able to take care of myself and like have some financial freedom.
Breathe,
But then it kind of overtook me, man. Like, there's nothing I could do about it. I went to college. I was 18 years old. I went to college, and I was in my freshman year. And then my grandfather passed away, who is a wonderful musician and a wonderful man. And when he passed away, I kind of it hit me. It hit me really hard, and I rethought everything. And I was like, I'm only here for so long. What do I really love to do? Why am I in college right now?
Yeah.
I don't think this is a spot for me. And I felt so much conviction. I was like, I have to do music. I don't care how it turns out. I have to do it. And I'd never sang in front of anybody before, or much. I didn't even know a chord on the guitar. But I went home and I started doing kind of a low lift job. I worked on a farm, and I just went home every day and YouTubed how to play guitar, and like,
so self-taught almost.
Yeah, almost. I had some help from the guys on YouTube. I can't discredit them. They work pretty hard too. But yeah, no, I just opened up the YouTube video, and I did that for a couple years, and then I started playing gigs, and then eventually I was like, I got to move to Nashville. Like,
really?
Yeah.
So you just full sent it to Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
In 2020.
Yeah.
And then once I got to Nashville, the networking really started coming in, and like learning how to sell myself, and like gaining the confidence there, and going, I'm Kaleb Sanders and I'm an artist. Like, I'm not all these other things. Like, I got to lead with that, and I got to pitch myself to people.
Yeah.
And,
so that's a really big leap. That's a leap of faith, right? To go up to Nashville, and that's a big scene for that, right? So walk me through the courage that it took to take that leap of faith.
I was more scared not to go and pursue and jump on it than I was scared to do it. Just like getting on stage, I have stage fright, dude. But I was more scared not to do it than I was scared to do it.
Okay.
So it's just like it outweighed it. So I was like, all right, the faith is here.
Yeah.
Let's strap our boots on and get up there. Let's go.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
Which I'm really glad that that's the way that it was. It's just the way that I felt, man. But
it
was a big leap. It was a lot of faith.
A lot of faith, and that's incredible. And what's interesting to me, right, is that you were in college, and you said it just hit you, right? You realized that that's not what your passion was, right? That's not what brought you value. And this is what my True Wealth community and my True Wealth brand is all about, right? Really finding your purpose and then pursuing that purpose regardless of what the mainstream media is going to always push on you, or the agendas are always going to push on you, right? It's very mainstream media network is what we're building to try to get people off of that dependence on the mainstream media, or the passive reliance on Wall Street and the government and all that big money, big mainstream activity.
I love it.
Into more privately run businesses, more privately run families, right? And that's what you're doing with music, right? So how did that structure for you? Was your expression through song?
Absolutely. In the beginning. from the beginning, my expression was through just making noise, man.
So there's just a lot of there's a lot of emotion that goes into it, right? Because you expressed your grandfather died. So was it all really generated? I guess my question, right, would be, is that all generated just upon the emotion? And that's a great form of expression is through the song?
Yeah. So for me, that's why the entrepreneurship didn't come easy for me. I had to work really hard in understanding how to put that hat on, is because I'm the way that I view the world, the way that most artists view the world, we are not the most capable at tackling an entrepreneurial pursuit. We're more sensitive and emotionally driven.
Right. Yeah.
And so we perceive the world in a very different way than a lot of other people do. And the only outlet we have for that is to create something. And so it's very like it can get kind of woo woo,
cool. Yeah. Right.
But it was just like, man, I feel this, I feel that, and I'm just like vibes, like was kind of the ride I was taking. And then I was like, vibes are not going to be the only way that we're going to make this happen. So I'm going to have to like figure something out. And yeah, man, that was kind of like, I hit that point and I was like, all right,
buckle down, right? We
need we need an investor.
Yep.
We need to figure out how to get this out there, because this is not making me money.
Right. Yeah.
And I would love to do this. And I would also love to reach as many people as I can, because I feel like I have a valuable message, and I feel like I really believe in my art. And so, how do we do this?
Right. And it's all about building the network around you to do that, right?
Yeah.
That's the same thing with me for my business endeavors. It's been crucial to put myself around the right network and get myself into rooms that have the people that are where I want to be, and also that are able to help me build the dream that I want to build. So that's what you've done, correct?
100%. I realized, I was like, okay, this is not an endeavor. It looks like from the outside in, as far as like the music industry goes, it looks like the artist is like kind of doing everything themselves. No.
Yeah.
There is a huge team behind that person. And when I started realizing that, I started putting the pieces together. I hired a manager, and shortly after we found the investor, and then shortly after we started hiring other people for other roles that we were, me and my manager were kind of just putting 20 different hats on, trying to tackle at the same time. Not very efficient, but necessary. And you understand that, especially in the beginning. And then we kind of put this team together, and it really revolved around not listening to that.
Yeah.
Listening to this.
Right.
Because, it's like my main thing is I've refused to work with people or like join forces with anybody. And if they're not just as passionate about what we're doing as I am, or as my manager is, and I mean, they might have great ideas, and they might have, a really good structure set up to that could really add value to my business. But if they're not like, if they're like, yeah, I could take or leave your music or whatever, or your product, they're like, cool, yeah, we could help, but whatever. I'm not into that. If I get that kind of sense from that, I want somebody who's fired up about it, who's like, I think this is a great idea. I will put all my chips on the table with you. And so I've surrounded myself with people that are all on that board. Yeah. They're all on that. And that has proved to be the best choices, as far as like picking and choosing who to work with while building the business.
Absolutely. And it's all communal, right? It's really about building the right community. And then that is true capitalism, right? Is being able to provide work and opportunities for more people. And if you build that team around you, that's exactly what you do. So I really appreciate you being with us today. What I always like to do is ask people how they would define true wealth themselves, right? So mine is ownership of your time, because time is our most valuable asset, right? And yours, I mean, you've produced music, right? You said that you just got hit with the fact that your true wealth was creating that music. So I don't want to answer the question for you, but how would you define true wealth?
For me, it's actually boiled down to, that, like you just said, and time. I agree with that. But for me, it's really boiled down to, in the pursuit of what I love, I only have so much time. And so do all these other people that are involved. And in my pursuit, the more people I can help make successful, the more successful I will become. And that is, end of the day, end of discussion. If that's the motive, like we're not making money off of each other. We're making money with each other.
Right.
The more people I can help become successful in their lane, because everyone's got their own lane, their thing that they're really good at. And we can all we can all jump in together and make something happen.
Absolutely.
But, yeah.
So how can my audience find you? Where's the best place for them to find you?
You can find me anywhere if you want to check out the music or check out what I'm up to, because I'm up to a lot.
Yeah.
At Kaleb Sanders, Kaleb spelt with a K. Any streaming platform, any social media platform, that's how you can find me. And it's as simple as that.
Well, Kaleb,
Dig
I
in.
really appreciate you being with me today. Thank you for
Nathan,
answering
thank you
these
so much
questions.
for having me.
Yes, sir. And thank you for tuning into the Old Wealth, New Wealth, True Wealth podcast. And just remember that tomorrow is never promised. So I encourage you to go make the most of today. Thank you, Kaleb.
Thank you for listening to the Old Wealth, New Wealth, True Wealth podcast. This is Nathan Barkocy, and please remember that tomorrow is never promised. So I encourage you to make the most of today.